Before we get into the actual footage that I shot covering the infotainment system, I wanted to hop in and update real quick that I forgot to add my top 2 tips that are at the end of this video. So stay tuned for those tips. Hey, what is going on, y'all? So today is Friday, May 10th, and I'm on my way to work, or at least I'm trying to be. And there's a huge traffic backup from an incident on an infamous highway that leads to my work. The incident's probably 2.5 miles away, and everything is just all jammed up. Everything is just all jammed up. Whoa, you gonna just do what you want to do. Go ahead, buddy. But anyway, I'm gonna take this opportunity to do a video on the infotainment system for my Chevy Silverado. And this infotainment system is going to be universal across GM models, at least the trucks anyway. But I really think it's a key feature, and I'm a technology geek, so I really appreciate having it. But I'm going to talk about some of the things that I like and some of the things that I don't like. The very first thing that I don't like is that the features are limited that you can access with the power off in the truck. That's very frustrating for me. So for example, I'm trying to change a setting. You know, some of them are blacked out, some of them aren't, but I'm trying to change a setting and I can't do it unless the power to the truck is on, like literally on, not even in, accessory mode, at least from what I've found. And so that makes making this type of video frustrating because I have to have the truck on in order to be able to do it. And who wants to sit there and run your truck when you're getting the gas mileage that I get with this thing? Currently, 19.6 miles to the gallon for this particular trip. But you know, that's something that we sign up for when we buy these size vehicles. I have the V8 6.2. You know, that's just something that you sign up for when you get these size vehicles. So, but anyway, I'm going to go ahead and touch on some of the features that I really like about the system. Let's go ahead and get into it. So first and foremost, I really like the CarPlay in this. The CarPlay is everything to me. I'm an iPhone user. I have been for a long time. I switched over when they very first came to Verizon. I switched over from an Android phone to the iPhone, and I haven't looked back. You can't beat the integration of the systems, the watches, the iPads, the Macs, all those kinds of things. I have all of those things right now, and I really like the integration. It's seamless. It makes things easy. I've got CarPlay on my Harley Davidson, so it really makes this infotainment system #1 to me. But let's go ahead and get into some of the features here. So as you can see, this is the home screen. And so at the home screen, you can hold and move things around to customize the screen as you would want it. You can also move things on the sidebar here. So you can take and move, I could take and move the audio off if I wanted to. So for example, see how I did that right there with my finger? I can take and move the audio off if I want to, but I want to leave the audio on there. I have everything set up exactly the way I want it. So that's a really great feature and something that folks may or may not know. So for example, I have the temperature control right there. Go ahead and turn it on. You got your temperature control features right here. I don't use this. I may use it more as the summertime hits, but as of right now, I just don't use this. Let me close this. There we go. Get rid of that shadow. Actually, the shadow's still there. But anyway, I don't use this, but it's good to have. You've got maps. I do not have a service plan. All I do is I link my phone. I hotspot my phone to the truck, and I use maps. Another thing about the maps, download your area map so you don't get this essentially what I call elementary looking map while you're out riding around. I downloaded a specific area, and I'll make another video about that, but I downloaded a specific area where I live so that way I can see an actual map and it doesn't look like crap. But again, this is the Google Maps from the truck itself. It is not the Google Maps from CarPlay. So to get to the Google Maps from CarPlay, you hit your CarPlay button, and then right here, as you can see, I'm gonna go ahead and exit out of this. So as you can see, there's a Google Maps with CarPlay. One thing that I don't like is the options in terms of what you can see on your screen is limited. So you've got the map. This is the map from the truck. You've got the radio station. you've got trailer mode, which I'm not currently using, obviously, and then you've got another clock. Well, that makes for a total of, I have 3 clocks up right now. I've got the clock up right here in the corner. I've got this clock, which I'm not going to use and I never use, and then I've got this clock right here. So again, very minor first world problems type thing, but in terms of what I like to have on my screen, a clock is not one of them. Like I said, radio modes, the whole 9 yards. So to switch your radio modes, you'll click that button right there, and then you'll select whatever it is that you want to use. I got a trial of Sirius when I bought the truck, and I like Sirius for a number of different reasons, but I also, so I kept my subscription and transferred it from my other vehicle. And so next I'm going to talk about some of the settings that I really like about this truck, and I'll tell you about one that really frustrates me because it doesn't work. And maybe you can help me out in the comments and tell me how to get it to work. So to go to connections, and here you're going to see your Wi-Fi networks, your Wi-Fi hotspot, vehicle to phone sharing, so on and so forth. And so what I use a lot, and I'm not going to go into it, but what I use a lot is Wi-Fi networks, because I already have my phone hooked up. It's Wi-Fi networks, and I'll choose my hotspot on my phone to be able to do various things on here. And then obviously you can connect your phone and so on and so forth. Again, I'm not going to go into it. I don't want to show my stuff, what I got going on here. Next, going to go into the vehicle tab. In here, whatever features you have available to you in your truck are going to be listed here. And so rear seat reminder, I turn that off. I don't need it. Teen driver, I turn it off. Don't need it. Buckle to drive, turn it off. Don't need it. Super Cruise lane change. If your vehicle is equipped with Super Cruise, you can have the lane change feature turned off where the vehicle changes the lane for you. You can have the signal. So when I hit the signal over here, while I'm using Super Cruise, it'll change the lane for me. And then automatic, it will change lanes on its own. So I use the signal to be able to do that. I want to be able to control as much as I can with the Super Cruise. I absolutely love the feature, and you can check out this video about that right here. But I absolutely love that feature. So next, I'm gonna go into climate and air quality. You can have things turn on automatically based on the conditions. So in this case, I have cooled and heated seats. I have them turn on automatically, both of them, depending on the weather conditions. And then auto fog and rear defog will turn on automatically. I have all that stuff turned on. And then next you have collision and detection systems. I'm not going to go into that. Comfort and convenience. I spend a lot of time in here. Reverse tilt mirror. I don't use that. Remote mirror folding. I don't use that either. I'll control when the mirrors go in and out. I don't need it that often. And part of the reason why I do that is because I don't want any unnecessary wear and tear on the mirror motors. I'll use them every so often when I need them, but I don't want any necessary wear and tear. Now, this is one thing that I don't like. My vehicle is supposed to be equipped with rain sense wipers, at least according to this feature, because I can turn it on and off. And I will tell you that they do not work. I almost got in an accident because I was waiting for the wipers to wipe using the rain sense, and nothing happened. They wouldn't wipe. So I had to go back to using them myself, which isn't the end of the world, but the point is, if the feature is available in the car, it should work. I had my recent service. I did a couple videos about that. I had a service recently, and I didn't pay attention to ask the dealership, hey, what's up with this? Why doesn't this work? So if you have some information on the rain sense feature, please share it with me. I'm highly curious as to why it's not working. Maybe I don't actually have it, I don't know, but it seems odd to me that this feature is in here. So that really irks me as it relates to the infotainment system and the vehicle features. Lighting, I'm not going to get into that. Power door locks, you can determine if all the doors unlock. I prefer that feature. When I press the unlock button, I prefer that feature. What else we got here? Seating position. So I prefer my seat to adjust to me and my fob when I get in the vehicle. So for example, you have 2 fobs and there's seat memory for positions 1 and 2. Mine automatically changes the position if somebody changes it, or if I change it when I'm cleaning the car, or whatever the case may be. And then trailering. I'm not going to get into that either. So some of the other things that I want to talk about that I really like about this system. The first thing is I have the controls on the back of the steering wheel for volume. And then also I have the controls to change the different channels on the system. I really enjoy that. I like that integration. I like the way it works. Another thing that I really like is this toggle switch right here. These buttons. As it relates to, and I won't play the music because I don't want to get a copyright strike. For example, on the regular radio, as it relates to changing the station, I can turn up to search like this, like if I'm traveling, I push this button and turn up. That will change the channel to let me search manually. And so if I come over here and push the buttons on the back of the steering wheel, it will change my presets. And in this case, I'm on SiriusXM. This allows me to change the individual channels on Sirius. Instead of me skipping around to my favorites like you see down there at the bottom, it goes from channel to channel to channel, and I really like the ability to search that way. So that's how that integrates with the infotainment system and the radio. And then so on my dash, as you can see right there, I can navigate between all the information that the vehicle provides. This vehicle provides a great amount of information in terms of entertainment, but then also function. So I got my direction right there. I don't use that. Where is it? And I want to get to this is a mechanical page. So again, I use that scroll wheel and scroll down and go through the different information that's available there on the screen. And then I'll go back to my normal setting that I use. And so this is very customizable. And see, you can see right there where it gives you the ability to change the left side, right side, what type of gauges you want to use, the units, speed warnings, all that kind of stuff. There is so much technology built into this truck, it's not even funny. And that's one of the things that I was going for when I purchased this vehicle. So I want to thank you for sticking towards the end of the video on the infotainment system. I want to get to my top 2 tips related to the function of the system. And so what we're going to do, I'm going to get you turned around here. What we're going to do is we're going to be in the main menu. We're going to go back and we're going to go settings, go from home to settings, to system, to reset options. So if you're having difficulty with your system functioning, sometimes you might want to restart in safe mode to help figure out what the bugs are. So then you would just press restart in safe mode and follow through with that process. But the number one thing I can tell you to prevent you from running into any issues is you're going to back up and you're still within system in the settings. You're going to go quick startup. I turned the quick startup off when I was having problems with my infotainment system. The stations were skipping around, the controls weren't working the right way, everything was just really buggy. So I turned the quick startup off. And what this does is it allows the system to boot up slowly and go through all of its functions, and I haven't had any bugs or issues since. And so I made these recommendations in the Facebook groups, and everybody has come back to say, hey, I haven't had any issues since I turned off the quick startup. So that is my top tip to prevent any issues you might be having with this great infotainment system. As you guys may know from my other videos, I haven't purchased a vehicle in over 20 years, a brand new vehicle, at least to me anyway. And picking up this Chevy Silverado was great. This 2024 Chevy Silverado is some of the best money I've spent in a long time. So if you have any questions, or if you want to shed some light on some things maybe that I was wrong about or didn't know about or whatever the case may be on this 13.4-inch infotainment screen, drop it down in the comments. Let's have a communication, let's talk, let's share information, okay? But I want to thank you for watching to the end of this video, and remember to always ride as if your life depends on it. Peace.